What is the number one task we need to do for our YouTube channel so that it continues to grow day after day? What is going on, guys? Travis Patel here with Kingpinning. Welcome to day 4 of the 90 days of YouTube. And today we're going to look at that one task that starts our business machine when it comes to content creation. And then we're going to systemize that task so that we understand it piece by piece and we can improve it along the way. And most importantly, we can take the parts of that task that we don't want to do ourselves or that are not important to our growth and allow us to outsource or hand it off to someone else so that we can keep this machine really rolling. All right, this is a very important step when it comes to building a business. No matter what your business is, you want to identify what is that number one task that must be done on a regular, consistent, quality basis so that you achieve your goal. Now, here in the 90 days of YouTube, our goal is to launch 90 videos in 90 days and see what we can do. Not only on YouTube with the videos, but also if we establish TikTok and Facebook and these social medias, email lists, and a product out there, maybe affiliates, all these other business systems to see what can we produce from our 90 days of YouTube if we establish a business around that. So we want to take it as a business every step of the way. So our most important task, if we just look at our entire kind of funnel setup here, this is pretty much what we're looking to build. Remember, we talked about this in detail in the last video. The main function of this, the starting point of all of the machine, is really our YouTube content. Now, for the first 3 months here, I'm posting a video per day. That's really the goal. But, soon after that, we're going to probably want to dwindle down from that. I don't want to be recording a video every day if I can. If it's going to be optimal, I can maybe do once a week or twice a week. We're going to really find what is the quantity we want to put out there because we want to make sure that that quality is there without having to hire a $75,000 a month team like Alex Hormozi has or Gary Vaynerchuk or something along those lines. We're a one-man show today. We're going to continually add those pieces to add people on. So our number one task here is our YouTube videos. That's what we're going to break down today. That's the number one thing I want to get going. We're going to look at this task one by one. Now, it's day 4 of the 90 days of YouTube, but I haven't uploaded the video yet. I've recorded the first 3 days. They've been sitting, and then now we're starting the actual day 1 of posting, and we're going to move forward from there. So let's go ahead and dive into the stats today. We might have looked at it the other day, but it's been a few days since I actually recorded that. So we've lost a few more subscribers since that point. That's okay. That's kind of the continual pattern going on. And since I've been posting again on Facebook and the other assets I have, those audience members who don't want to be a part of the group anymore, they're just unsubscribing and getting out. It's okay. Our first couple days, since this is a dormant asset, we're going to weave out those that don't want to be here, which is totally fine. We're going to try and take advantage of the few that might still want to receive content from us and continue being a subscriber. And we're pretty much kind of starting from bare minimum. Now, one major question I have for myself is this 8-year-old asset that's been dormant and not been really consistently posted on, and probably on the negative side of the algorithm, is that going to be an advantage that I have 18,000 subscribers, or is that going to be a disadvantage from just starting fresh and starting new? All this stuff we're doing, it's the same exact process if you were starting from scratch, and this was day 1, you had no subscribers, you just created a channel. This is the same process you're going to do to get everything kind of going. Get your digital marketing, digital content going. E-commerce brand, service brand, consultant. It doesn't matter. This is how you use content to make money. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. Let's look at our task step by step. We're going to go through it here on YouTube. Just upload our day 1 video and go from there. Now, I went ahead and set up an Asana account. This is just kind of like a task manager program. It's a free website. You can obviously get upgrade to a paid version with all these perks. And there's many others out there like Trello or Monday or Notion, anything out there that you like. Whichever tool allows you to set it up task by task for your business and then assign other people to that so you have this checklist that people can go through. Step 1, that's finished, goes to step 2, that's finished, goes to step 3. You can have 3 different people on each of those tasks and that automatically can go. We can also set up automations down the road or even use AI in some places to handle these tasks for us. Now, today we're just going to do it all ourselves and kind of figure it out step by step, and then we'll optimize from there. Now, this system that we set today, we're going to add upon that as we add new things to the system. Once we have a TikTok or a Facebook or a website or an email list or a product or advertising, whatever it may be, there's a set list of steps that have to go with each of those on a consistent basis as well. And sometimes when the video happens, we're going to have something that needs to happen on TikTok as well. So we're going to have to continually add onto this until we have our kind of playbook that's we can hand to someone and they can do the job that's necessary to be done for your business. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into it here. Okay, so the first step to content creation of any kind is really the planning phase. We have to do some research or do some brainstorming. We have to figure out what are we going to create content about. Now, depending on how much content you're looking to create, you can batch this type of research together. So, for example, if I'm doing 90 videos for 90 days, I could have a sit-down session and come up with the 90 video ideas that I really want to put together. Now, that might be a little too much considering if you're thinking like 3 months in advance, you're typically going to have things change in the business over that time where you may want to talk about something else. You know, when you're talking YouTube content, we're here to be informative and educational with our content, but we also want to kind of be on topic. We want to talk about what's going on at the time. You know, if a Facebook advertising or a YouTube algorithm changes in the next 30 days, that might be a video, that might be a content piece I want to talk about. So it's good to kind of think maybe week to week or month to month. I typically like to have every 3 to 6 months, I have an overall major goal I'm working towards. And then month by month, I have my kind of marketing and promo angles I'm thinking of. Are we doing a giveaway this month? Is it a 50% off bundle? Do we have a new product launching? You know, what's the main focus of the month? And then week to week, we look exactly at the really specifics of the content, right? And you can even do this day to day, but if you're going to be doing day to day, you might be spending too much time each day on that research. If you batch it together, you can typically get work done a little bit faster. So I'm going to kind of think about it in a week to week basis of planning the content out. For this program, I've got a list of just content pieces, and this is just one paper of like 3 right now. So we're just going down the list of these are the pieces I want to talk about. They might not happen in the order that I wrote them, but we want to kind of have that brainstorming session on a regular basis. So we're going to say just day to day. This is for every individual video. We'll kind of list it out here. So step 1, we're going to come plan the content. Now in Asana here, we can go ahead and add details as we go. So you can have steps within here as well. You could link to a Google Drive. You could have different automations in here. So when someone finishes this task, it might automatically send a message to your Slack bot, which tells your virtual assistant it's time to upload. You know, there's all different things that you can automate in this process. But right here, we're thinking on a day-to-day basis. The assignee, we're going to say me. Due date is going to be today. And our description of this task is to decide the topic of the content, decide the style of the content, decide the purpose of the content. I find that very important to kind of think about not only what are we going to talk about, how are we going to present that, but really ultimately what is our main goal with this content. You know, we're in the very beginning of this program, so I don't have a sales page to promote a program for. I don't have an email list up just yet to send people to. I don't have affiliate products. So our real goal here is just grabbing attention. So we really want to think about that with our content. If I was trying to promote or lead people to another page, I would consider that throughout my content of what I'm really trying to create here. Okay, so planning the content for our purposes, our topic is number 1 task for the 90 days of YouTube. And then the systemize it, right? Okay, our style of content is literally I'm just using my webcam, face video with desktop recording. Very simple, nothing crazy. If you're going to be very cinematized or you're going to be doing like shots and you're going to have all this really cool looking aesthetic stuff, you're going to have to plan that out. You're going to have to think about and script it out quite a bit more. Scripting your content can really help you deliver your message a little bit better than if you're just talking off the top of your head. I typically, when I start recording, I am just talking off the cuff. Right now, I have no script. I knew what I want to talk about. I've been doing this for 15 years, so I can pretty much talk about anything business just off the top of my head and be able to deliver decent quality. Now, it might take 100 different takes to really get my message across. And this is where scripting can really help you out. So if you take that a little bit amount of time and script what you want to talk about, at least with bullet points and the direction you're going, that can really help you get your point across and be able to create the video a little bit faster. In the first days here, this is going to be a long process. Whatever task it is, it's going to take the longest amount of time until you've done it 100 times, 1,000 times, and then outsource it. That's how you get it faster and faster and faster. At the end game here, I'm just going to be sitting down and recording probably 1 day a week, maybe 10 videos, and then I send those raw footage to my editor. And then the editor sends it to my virtual assistant, and the virtual assistant sends it to my social media. Social media sends it to my copywriter, and copywriter sends it to the advertisers, right? The media buyers. So that is the system kind of going. Right now it's all me in play, but that's kind of where we want to go. Okay, so the purpose of this content again is just audience attention, okay? So really I just need to be delivering heavy duty value and just tutorial. This is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to provide, right? So that's kind of my idea of what we're doing with the purpose of this content. Okay, so second task here, we're going to think script our video. Okay, again, this will save you some time. Now, I typically don't script, like I said, and this one isn't scripted, but moving forward, we do want to have at least some bullet points. When I start recording, I might be talking off the top of my head, but I'll typically have like point 1, point 2, point 3 already jotted down in my notes, understanding where I really want to deliver this. And sometimes that comes after I've started recording. And if I just sat down and scripted beforehand, this would make it so much easier for me in the long run. So this is something I had to start really practicing myself, is applying script to my videos. Now, we can use tools out there to really help us with this as well. The AIs these days are extremely powerful for helping you create content without taking you hours to do it. You don't want to just copy paste what ChatGPT or Video IQ create, but it can give you great ideas, headlines, points that people might want to know about and cover. And this goes back to the research side, to the planning, the content. We want to look out some of your content. You might have to do research. You might have to go watch 2 hours of YouTube videos from other experts to really make sure you got the details right. If you don't know it, especially if you're like a documentary type of series or something, you want to make sure that you're covering the right information and you're delivering the truth rather than just kind of making stuff up on your own. So our second step of this would be to script our video. Step 3, we're looking at record the video. This will just be me sitting down with whatever equipment I have. Right now I'm using my iMac webcam. We didn't do the iPhone today because it was taking me so much time to go from the iPhone to put it on the computer. I'm using my Blue Yeti mic right now. I just messed up my camera. And taking the audio from the Blue Yeti and putting it with the video, I had to use the iMac here, and I had to send that iMac video to my iPhone where I was editing with CapCut. And it was just kind of a very long process. So I just go ahead and I'm grabbing this right now, recording on my webcam. I'll probably still use CapCut to do the editing and such. But overall, you want to just use the equipment you got. Your phone and the microphone, it's fine until you can improve and add on to that. Remember, the quality of content is where it's most important. But we want to make sure that we record this video, clear audio if possible, and you're going to be just fine. Okay, so now next we want to edit the video. That's the next part here. You want to get rid of all the ahs and ums. You want to maybe add headlines. You want to have the flashy stuff happening. And I am pretty much just using CapCut, which is a free app that you can get on your iPhone. I think it's on a desktop too. But this editor is very powerful. It offers pretty much everything that you would need to be able to edit your videos, especially for like TikTok or those reels and short form videos. Very good little tool to be able to use. Okay, in our cases here, we got a few different things. Remove ums, ahs, pauses, add text or relevant images. If you want to add B-roll, which is just like random footage that kind of makes sense with what you're showing, the overhead view of the drone shot, all that type of stuff, you're going to want to put that in there. This comes back to the script. You plan, you script, you record, and then you edit. And you're recording where we're just sitting in front of the camera. If you're having an aesthetic, cinematic video, I might want to go downtown Nashville and get a few shots, maybe a time lapse of traffic, or show some iconic places within Nashville. As I'm talking, my voiceover, it's showing those different clips. It's making it entertaining. And this is things you got to learn as you create content. What holds attention? People's attention spans are very small right now. So we have to really deliver quality, and we have to grab that attention very quickly. So those first few seconds are super important. And we want to think about that with our editing. We want to think about not having just a bunch of long pauses or a bunch of just random stuff that's not important to actually delivering your information in there. So the editing is very important here. It's typically going to take the longest amount of time when it comes to actually what you're going to do with the video. Now, after we're done editing, we're obviously going to process that into an MP4 format. That's what YouTube ideally likes. And you also want to think about the sizing. You know, we're not using the other social media platforms, but soon on the editing side, the next step we're going to want to add in there is to reformat so that it fits for a reel or a YouTube short or a TikTok, right? That's a different size video that's going to have different effects. You might also want to change the opener or the way the text flashes or use captions, you know, whatever it may be. The platform you're really trying to put that content on, you want to optimize towards. And we'll look at that and add that as we go in the future. Now, after we're done with that video, the next step, and one of the most important, is to do our thumbnail when it comes to our YouTube video. Now, a lot of people actually like to create their thumbnails first. They plan their content, they understand what they're going to talk about, then they focus on the thumbnail, and then they script from there. You know, because the thumbnail right now is, again, that opening attention. If you don't have people clicking on your video, then they're not going, none of the rest matters. So the thumbnail gets their attention right away. It's the most important first step of the process when it comes to YouTube. And some people spend thousands and thousands of dollars on just people, the experts that can create thumbnail. So our next step of the process is create that thumbnail. That's going to go into the upload process, as you'll see here shortly. And then lastly from there, we're going to upload our video. All right, when it comes to uploading our video, we're going to obviously want to have a headline, which we're maybe going to have to research keywords that are going to fit. You know, there's tools out there, vidIQ, you could do Tube Series, all these different tools to find the best keywords that you could use for the headline. Again, catchy, flashy, goes right with the thumbnail as far as getting people's attention, and it also plays a part in the search engines for people finding your video. We want to think about the description. You know, what is the base description? Are we going to just do a standard description that we're going to reuse across all of our different videos? You know, if you have, a lot of people like to have a list of the products that they use and it's affiliate links to Amazon. You know, that's like a copy paste you can use. Do we have a purpose to get them to a lead gen? Are we trying to get to an email series or a product? You want to have that link in there, that call to action. You want to think about the keywords that we're going to use there for also the search engine optimization. You want to think about all the different pieces that come on the YouTube system. What time are we going to upload this video? You know, what's the most optimized time? When's our audience going to be around to be able to see this? Okay, you got tags possibly, all the different little pieces that you can kind of add in there you want to be thinking about. Now from here, we're going to be broadcasting this out. Now we don't have any other social media going right now, but if we had right now we do have our Facebook group, which I will have that in there. So we're going to say broadcast video. So in this case, we would be using our Facebook group. Once the video is uploaded, ready to go, I'll go ahead and take that thumbnail and I'll make a post onto the Facebook group with a link to our YouTube video. That gets our outside traffic, our assets were growing, and is sending them over into our new video, generating traffic from the work that we've put in. So this pretty much is just our base plan, systemize. Again, this will add and we'll optimize and change this and improve this as we go and add more systems to the plan. But this is overall our step-by-step plan that we want to look at for every single video, every single day. And like I said, you can change it up to where maybe planning the content is something you do once a week or once a month. And scripting the content is maybe like a 2-day period. And maybe recording the content, you spend 1 day a week recording all of your 10 or 20 videos or whatever. And then the rest of the week is all about the processing, the editing, the uploading, the marketing, right? So that is the process for our number one task for our 90 days of YouTube. Like I said, we're going to add upon this. We're going to optimize it. We're going to clean this up a little bit so that it is actually a moving machine. And as you finish one piece, you will check that off, right? Plan the content is done. Script the video is done. We are recording the video right now for our day 4. And now we have edit the video, create the thumbnail, upload, and broadcast for that as well. Now, considering I'm recording this right now today, and I just uploaded day 1 of the 90 days, that means my broadcast isn't going to be for another, 3 days past this. So day 1, day 2, day 3, on the 27th of October is when this video that you're seeing right now is going to be uploaded, even though I'm recording it on the 24th. So you're just scheduling it out. It is all just a systemized machine that, as you can see, this makes it easy to hand off. And as we go, we'll add more descriptions and more details. So again, it's someone that maybe has never done any of this before. You can hand them this task list and they'll be able to kind of rinse and repeat what you're doing with whatever their specialty is. So guys, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and hit me up. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I will see you in day 5.